and steep staircases tell a different story. To think that the crew of this majestic ship lived under these confined conditions makes one appreciate even more the service that they gave. Active duty military were present to answer questions about Fleet Week and to educate the public about what they do.
What is LA Fleet Week?
LA Fleet Week is a chance for us to bring out some of our gear and equipment, show the civilian population, to show what we have and get that good community relations with them.
We have our medical tents with our 305 tents and our AMOL blocks, which provide our medical equipment within 1st Medical Battalion. A lot of people don't realize how quick and accessible that is. Our goal is stabilization and damage control within our unit.
We set up a Roll 2 facility. It's our shock trauma platoon, and that's how we take care of wounded combat injuries. And so if you would go over there, you would see a couple of our tents set up where we could receive those casualties, and then an example of our operating room.
So LA Fleet Week's been a really great experience for us. It brings the Navy to LA. So we get up here and get to see do a lot of different events, see the great community. They're very receptive to us, very welcoming, and really it's just showing them what their Navy does for them.
What can the public find here at LA Fleet Week?
There was a lot. We had concerts here the weekend. There was a lot of aerial shows, tours of the Iowa, tours of the ships, and then a lot of different vendors here with things on display, the local police, fire departments. We also had Marine Corps with some displays. We had a basketball tournament here this weekend, concerts again at night. It was really good. We're going to wrap it up tonight with a baseball game.
A lot of people are really interested in pretty much all the military side as well as the police stuff that we have over there. We have a lot of questions that people have been asking about the Cobra, and that's what I fly. It's been great so far. The Cobra is the AH-1 Zulu. It's the newest version of the Cobras that the Marine Corps has.
In the Coast Guard, we do search and rescue, migrant interdictions, law enforcement, and boater safety, and that's just to name a few. But we're just here today to show support for the rest of the branch and to let the public know what's going on.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell our viewers about LA Fleet Week?
Come down next year. It's amazing.
What this is all about is our troops, right? The number one thing is we're here to show recognition and support and love for our heroes. I spent 5 years in the Army, 3 combat deployments, and retired in 2013 after I was injured in Afghanistan. But now I'm continuing to serve those by running our nonprofit organization for our veterans.
What can guests expect when they come into LA Fleet Week?
Guests could expect good food, good entertainment, lots of neat military gear, including these awesome ships in the background, and they could most importantly meet people who love and care for them.
Can you tell us what is your role here at this event?
So LA Fleet Week is a time when our military comes out and shows itself to the general public. And we have a thing called Galley Wars where each of the ships sends a team. We have 30 minutes to cook and prepare a main course, 2 sides, and a dessert, and I'm one of the judges.
What branch of the military were you in?
I was in Her Majesty's Royal Navy.
Oh, and what was your role and duties there?
I was a cook, but not just a cook, if you know what I mean. Jelly bean.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell our viewers before we let you go, Chef Robert Irvine?
Just remember this, you have an opportunity to make somebody else's day that is less fortunate than you. Make it happen, smile, have fun, and thank you for watching this amazing show. See ya.
America's armed forces can be deployed anytime, anywhere around the world, which means the fight to keep the nation secure can happen far from its borders. Events like Fleet Week honor these brave men and women who help their country remain safe. Reporting from San Pedro, California for Eagle News, I'm Eva Basayahe, and I am 1 with 25.
Thanks, Eva. From California, let's head over to Canada, where not only aesthetically pleasing interior designs are on display, but also those that positively impact feelings and the environment at the Interior Design Show Vancouver. Eagle News correspondent Arnie Aquino with the report.
Calm, cool, and collected. Despite the buzzing energy here at Vancouver Convention Center, the vibe here is, oddly enough, warm and comforting.
The exhibits are carefully curated to showcase calm, contemporary designs with a splash of nature, as is characteristic of the Pacific Northwest.
IDS Vancouver Director Jody Phillips talks about the show's theme this year.
Every year we do have a theme, and this year the theme is surface and depth. And the surface and depth refers to you know, the fact that design can be aesthetically beautiful and pleasing to the eye, but it also can be good design can, you know, impact how you live and move and feel, and can impact your environment. Well, actually, Canadian by Nature is a play on that a little bit. So this is the second iteration. The first one was an installation in Toronto in January, a feature with the same name. This one was curated by myself, and the visual direction is by Glassford and Walker, a design and branding team from Vancouver, based here. And we wanted the content to encompass all different types of design and designers from all across Canada, but with a bit of a more focus here on the Pacific Northwest. So yeah, the whole nature thing is definitely part of this.
Susanna Bjorklund, a trend analyst from Helsinki, speaks about her thought process in curating her exhibit.
I curate trend exhibitions also for a Habitat Fair in Finland every year, and the process is such that well, here we have works by 30 designers or companies. Okay. So we are featuring all kinds of design, but also art and immaterial innovations and companies. The idea was to actually have many levels to showcase the latest design in Finland. We have products from the Young Designer of the Year, Andre Hartikainen, we have loads of others, and then also to showcase innovations, like I mentioned, and also to talk about a little bit what Finland is about. That's why we have a video of the Finnish weather, for instance, showing in a window and things like that.
Ali Velji talks about his inspiration for his featured collection.
Yeah, so I collaborated with a Montreal-based company, Mobilia, on a furniture collection called Modern India. So it was an awesome collection that we worked on. I went to India for 4 days. We designed it in Canada and then had it manufactured in India. So the whole inspiration is behind beautiful textures, marbles, lots of kind of handmade goods, beautiful lighting pieces as well, and also kind of a nod to everything handmade. You know what, I think when people think of, you know, traditional India, they think of beautiful kind of hand-carved kind of pieces, lots of wood, lots of marble, lots of color as well. So we really kind of minimalized the color portion of it. So we did things that are a little bit more neutral. Like the wood piece here, for example, you can see that it's whitewashed, but it has just some beautiful kind of texture to it. So it is hand-carved, but done in a modern way. So it's more kind of geometric rather than kind of floral. And then, of course, the hand kind of done textiles that we have, the beautiful stitching techniques, and then the use of brass as well. I think brass is something that's really on trend and super Indian as well, because brass was used a lot in India, but again, we've refined it by doing it in subtle ways and in modern ways and just using little hints of it. You know what, IDS Vancouver I think is an awesome platform. I think it's great because it really helps designers kind of get out there, and it helps to educate the public in what's going on, what's trendy in design, and really helps kind of local Canadian designers kind of get their name out there, and promotes companies like Mobilia that are Canadian and doing great things with Canadian designers.
Reporting from the Vancouver Convention Center here in Vancouver, my name is Arnie Aquino, 1 with 25.
Thanks, Arnie. When we come back, saving Hartley House in New York. Eagle News Washington, D.C. Weekend Edition will return shortly. This is Eagle News, Washington, D.C. Weekend Edition. I am Colleen Knight. A New York community unites to save Hartley House, an institution that has been helping people in the neighborhood for over 100 years. Eagle News junior correspondent Noah Edgerlin reports.
We're at a Hartley House in New York to hear about a big announcement for the community.
As most of you know, Hartley House, both the building and the organization, has been serving people in this neighborhood in all kinds of ways for over a century. Last year, however, our board faced the heartbreaking fact that our organization could no longer afford to remain in our home. The time and expense of maintaining these very old buildings was simply more than a small, independent organization like ours could manage. We had to choose between serving the buildings and serving our clients, and so we made the agonizing decision to sell. But then, a miracle happened.
So these buildings are not being sold. These buildings are staying in the community.
So Hartley House will become a combination of community services, social services, and affordable housing.
As borough president, I unfortunately see other nonprofits who do not come together as Hartley has with Joe Restitia, with the community board, the speaker, elected officials, and with Hudson Guild. And I hope that other nonprofits in the city look to this and say, we need to do the same thing. So congratulations.
Today's a really good day because we're saving Hartley House, which you know is so important for young people and for people of all ages. So today the community came together to save this amazing organization. It's been here since 1897, and we are so, so proud that we're able to keep this invaluable community resource in the community, helping Hell's Kitchen for generations to come. So today's a good day.
I'm so excited. I am super excited. It is such a blessing to be back in the community where I grew up, where I went to school, and my children came here and grew up here and attended programs. So it is such an honor, and I am excited to celebrate and be here for another 120 years.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Noah Edgerlin, reporting from New York, and I'm 1 with 25.
Thank you, Noah. That is today's Eagle News Washington, D.C. Weekend Edition. Join us next week for stories from our bureaus across the nation and from around the globe. Visit our websites at EAGLENEWS.PH and EagleNewsLive.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/EagleNewsPH. Thank you for watching. I am Colleen Knight, and as always, I am 1 with 25.